Hello and welcome to a LEGO Train MOC Showcase video. This is for a London Underground train. Now this is a first because these aren't mine. Now this isn't me trying to be selfish or claim them as my own, but I thought this would be an interesting video to do. So I need to explain where these came from. Now I won this along with a bunch of other parts and a few other built up models, and especially a few other custom models as well, from an auction lot. So yeah, I mean, I thought that was quite weird. Who would sell customs? You know, people do that, but for me, it's quite bizarre. Now, I went onto Facebook, onto the LEGO Rail kind of club group, and I said to them, you know, these are some of the things I won recently as part of an auction. These were some of the included models. Who made them? Nobody stepped forward, nobody claims them, and nobody could recognize who made them either. Which is a bit of a shame because I would love to be able to meet the person or at least kind of know who made them. Not necessarily to give them back. I mean, he chose to sell them on, and I hope he's happy with the kind of money he made from this. But it's just, again, that sort of bizarre feeling of why would you sell on customs? You sell on sets, I get that, but custom models? Wow, I mean, that's brave. Both of these units are built up to be the same, so I'm only going to cover one of them. Because they are identical, there's no point in going over the same thing twice. Now, given the height of these models, you cannot stand a minifigure inside. This is evidenced because this is only 4 bricks tall before the roof, and a minifigure is 5 bricks tall before you can cover something over the top of them. And in one of these, there is a minifigure driver, but the legs have been removed in order for them to fit in. But the overall shape and design is very nice indeed. I do love the colors. I like how the doors have their red sections, and I do like the kind of simplicity to them. These use of these transparent 2x2 slope bricks is actually quite clever. I don't like how the studs are exposed. If this was my model, I would work on kind of filling that in. I do want to probably try making my own subway in the future, so this could be a good starting point. I don't like how I'm going to be modifying someone else's custom model. But again, given the circumstances, the person who made this doesn't really kind of have that choice now. I'm going to do what I can to keep this intact and kind of use this as a basis. But don't be surprised if I make an announcement in the future saying, yeah, this has been scrapped to make my models. So here is the driver, and as I mentioned earlier, the legs have been removed and is kind of positioned a bit awkwardly, but it fits, so let's not knock it. And taking off that front section is nice and easy. I'm glad it's kind of built up to be just one kind of wall, so you can access the front area without having to kind of deconstruct the MOC in any kind of serious way. That's probably how I would end up building it, and the minifigure would just end up being in there kind of trapped. Once the minifigure's in there, that's it. But even then, I'm still quite appreciative of that design, and that's something I do need to take into my future models. On both units, the wheels used are these tiny train wheels, the sort of thing you would use for minecarts, narrow gauge, or just anything that's really small. Now, another thing I thought was quite interesting was these units have a ball joint in order to connect them together. Now, I will probably end up using Technic just because that's something I'm very used to, but these ball joints are actually quite clever. I haven't tested this on corners or points. It's still been in the box with the rest of the collection. And I don't think I probably would, given just, you know, how the kind of subway system kind of works. I would probably, if I was going to build my own subway, it would just be end to end, nothing really too special. So whilst it's nice to keep these together, you know, there's no real necessary requirement to have them kind of articulate in any kind of crazy way. We may as well have a look and see what this actually looks like on the go. This isn't the first time I've done this. I have had a bit of a play around previously, but this is pretty much as I've done. It's such a nice looking model. I suppose this is something that was built quite a while ago. Given all the shapes and the details, I suppose this is a model that's at least a few years old. There are definitely areas for this sort of design where you can refine it a bit more, but I don't really want to knock another person's custom model. The fact that they can make customs is, you know, a good thing, full stop. It's still just, I can't help but look at this and go, why would they sell it on? I'm definitely going to be looking after this, of course. I don't really want to take this apart, but I've gone through those details earlier. But I can now happily say I have a London Underground train. This is technically my first Underground train. And again, given the subway details I want to add to my railway in the future, hopefully there will be a second. And there we go. Thank you all ever so much for watching. It was so weird to kind of talk about another person's MOC. but I still think it was worth covering this in a video because it's interesting to see this, and more interesting because it was something that was sold on. Again, I will say this so many other times, not just in this video, but personal kind of belief. I would never sell on a custom model. Again, selling parts on Bricklink, I get that. Selling sets, you know, I get that. But a dedicated custom model, that's something you should keep, man. Good God. So, if anyone knows who built this, please try and, let me know. Try and help me reach them just to say to them, I got this, I'm going to look after this, it's okay. Don't step forward and claim it as your own if you are not the builder, for goodness sakes. Again, I have gone on to the Lego Rail Facebook group to kind of make it more known, and they are very honest and very legit on there. People on YouTube comments, I suppose, a bit more anonymous and a bit more difficult to kind of trust the word of. But again, if you have any details, I will be very happy to kind of do some more research into finding who made this. So thanks ever so much for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. I will see you all in the next episode. Bye bye.